Yeah, thanks, Shubs. Let me start by greeting members of the media. Good evening. It is evening, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, good evening. Difficult game against a very good side. They're a team that can defend a 1-0. So to go 1-0 down, and I was a little bit unhappy about it because it is something that we worked on in the movement behind, but it happens, and then it happened on the side that we knew it was going to happen. Disappointed to go 1-0 down, but we came back and we showed good character to come back and to make it 1-1. And then we get a situation from something that we worked on, which makes me very, very happy to get Mudiba in that space, in the half space, also with the left foot, and to drive in so that we could attack. And then, of course, with the aggressivity of the opposition, which made it very difficult, especially with the wet pitch. And to go 2-1 up at halftime was very good demonstration of the mentality of this group. And we kept playing, which is good, and it's not easy to keep playing against the Stellenbosch side. It's a very good side, and it's well coached with some very, very good players. So very proud of the players, very proud of the technical team. Huge congratulations. Very proud of the supporters for braving the cold weather and really staying for so long, even with the delays, to keep supporting us and singing and helping the players to come back. So massive congratulations to the Mamelodi Sundowns supporters, and big sense of appreciation. And to the football club in its entirety, senior management and backroom staff, the analysts, the conditioning teams, and everybody involved. Is a big result against the only team that's beaten us so far. So massive 3 points and big performance, I think, especially if you consider the number of rotations, and so good performances from some players. Zungu, Riyad Peters, Musa Libusa, Lebu comes in after a long time and does very, very well. Tapelo Morena, Tapelo Maseko, Emma Pena, it's good to see the young one scoring. Kulisi, also good to see him on the pitch after a very long time. So, yeah, bless you. So good. Congratulations to the entire group.
This is from the floor. Rhulani Mokwena from Radio. You made 7 subs to the game. Were you nervous against the team that, as you said as well, that beat you like last season, the only team to beat you? Making 7 subs and then the weather, was it a surprise as well to you, playing in those conditions? Because I believe that when the game started, you saw that it was very slow, and then I think that towards the end of the first half, you changed the tactics a bit to try and press them a little bit more.
I'm always anxious. Not because but because I also do justice to competitive sport. I mean, you don't go into any game relax, and we just go. It's my job to make sure that the team is tense and prepared for the game and for the opposition, and also when we don't start so well. But yeah, the delays don't help. It was a 15-minute delay and then another 15 minutes, and then you have to warm up, and then you've got to give instructions again, and it's not always easy, And then the rain, but yeah, it's Sundowns can't have excuses. We have to always perform, and we have to always give our best and be ready. And as I say, massive congratulations to the group.
Coach,
It's about
you about Peter. You gave him the armband today. Just the reason behind that, and just how selfless he was, I guess, in giving that ball to Mokwena. He could have scored himself, but he gave the young man a chance to score his first goal.
Yeah, no, we could have given it to anybody, to be honest. We've got so many leaders on the pitch. We could have given to Musa, we could have given to River, we could have given to Grant, we could have given it to Zungu. We could have given it to Thapelo Morena, but I think after some deliberations also with the leadership team that we have, the feeling was that Peter should get it, and then you see the selflessness, which is a number one trait of a leader, is to be selfless, number one, and because everything else comes from selflessness, respect for others, humility, all these other traits that top leaders have, they come from selflessness. And so you can talk about it, but the biggest thing is when it's demonstrated, and you can see he could easily have taken the shot there, but he passes to the young Mabena, and so I think was the right decision. But it was a call made by the leadership group, and I think was the right decision. And he does it for his country too, So we are happy. We have a lot of confidence in him, and his teammates have a lot of confidence in him. They trust each other. There's a good sense of brotherhood, and it's demonstrated also on the pitch, which is very, very good.
Coach, just a reflection on 32 matches unbeaten, setting your record, and also equaling 8 matches win and run at the beginning of the season. Just how do you feel? And
super proud, super proud. Unfortunately, I'm the type of person not to celebrate too much, because there's a very important game for us on the weekend. But I'm super proud, because the record you're talking about has been standing for almost 20 years. If we went for another 2 more years, it would be 20 years that record has not been broken. And it was a super team that had that record. A very, very good side. And so, unbelievable. I speak about this group not getting enough plaudits and not getting enough praise. Tomorrow, all the newspapers, all the newspapers, you must have the record-breaking, not back page. It's not back page story. It's front page story. Yeah, it's front page story. It's their pictures as a group, as a team. It's front page stories, and they deserve it, because to do what they are doing, be relentless, be focused, perseverance. These are the traits of championship winning teams, and what they've demonstrated is incredible, while still trying to play the right way. And the right way is the way we think football should be played, So massive congratulations, and we try to do things that will echo in eternity.
Coach,
Sure, Chairman.
2 quick ones.
Yeah.
One is, does it give you more appreciation when you see, say, a Stellenbosch coming here, having lost the kind of players they've lost, depleted with the injuries, and you are able to make the kind of changes that you are making, and you're still going with a team that even Stellenbosch are saying this is a very good team, and they can't have that, and they are, expected to come and fight. Yeah, that's number one. And number two is, what do you think of this? Because on the right hand side, you guys are able to make good interplays and so on. But the left side where Maseko is playing, it's more running, it's more trying to get in behind. Is that something that is planned that way, or does it just happen in matches because of what his strength is? Because it happens a bit different on the other side where there's Aubrey and Thapelo. We know Thapelo can run, but he still wants to play inside and play some passes. But Mabena here is running. Does it change the system, or is that how you play it?
I need us to dribble more. I need more dribbling, and this is something we deliberately did in the market, is to get dribblers. We need to and this, the dribbling is not the South African dribbling that Yacho Vicho. No, it's the dribbling to drive. That's why I use the word drive more with them than dribbling, because they have to attack lines. And Maseko helps us a lot with that. And the work we are doing now, it's a pity because he gets injured and then it disrupts the process of teaching and learning. Same with Obas. A little bit now, you see Debza has done how many times now have you seen Rhulani Mokwena come, drive in and get and arrive. There's 2 or 3 chances that he's created already this season. There's one I remember with Mku, right here, Mku in the first, and he drives. We need a lot more of that. It's a part of our personality that we need to develop more in our model of play. So one of the reasons for bringing Ku and Maseko and Obas is that they have this capacity to carry the ball, not just from wide areas, but also from central areas. And this is why I'm happy Mkulisi is back, because he's got that ability. Lebu has that ability. Debza has that. Marcelo has that ability to attack the next line. And it will make a lot of our Aubrey Modiba today was attacking the next line, always attacking the next line. And once we can get a little bit more automation in those situations. Mendieta is also very good at that. Mendieta, the unfortunate part is the strength of Mendieta is also something we have to adapt to, because Mendieta is a little bit of a wild card. He plays a lot off the cuff, which is very difficult for his teammates to understand and anticipate what the next action is, because he's so unpredictable, but a little bit wild, and wild in a good way. So his adaptation will take a little bit more time, but he's also got this ability to carry the ball into and attack the next line. But we have to be a little bit patient with him and try to get him to understand there are certain moments, and it's the same with Maseko. When do we have moments where we have to dominate the ball and close counter-attack situations and not turn over situations, because that driving and attacking the next line also gives you higher possibilities of turnovers. And then there's situations where you've got to counter press, but we're working on these things. Is if we can have these players a little bit more on the training pitch, and we can have more time on the training pitch, for sure they will improve. So that's that. On the appreciation, does it give me appreciation? No, I don't think. I just said it even before. I don't think we are appreciated enough. I don't look for appreciation anymore, because I don't get it, and I don't look for it anymore, because it's just part of the selflessness of a leader. Once again, as you said, where are you going to get appreciation in modern day society? But the reality is, if you look, and I say this to the players all the time also, and it's funny how you asked this question, because it was an incredible topic during the week. I said to the players this week, I said, it's important, because every human being, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you go to it, every human being wants to feel loved and appreciated. That's why you have kids whose parents are millionaires, but they are living under a bridge. They leave the home because the home is not full of love, and they don't feel appreciated. Kids leave schools, they drop out of schools because the teacher does not make them feel loved and appreciated. And every human being, not just me, not just the players, but every human being wants to feel loved and appreciated. And it's something that you don't go look for. And once you have that acceptance that you are not going to find, you have peace in your heart, because it is the grace of God that keeps you going, and you understand that if from an earthly perspective, the human beings will not love and appreciate you, you just know that God will always love and appreciate you, and He sees the work that you do. You know the Buddhism principle, that the sun doesn't announce that it's about to rise or set. It just rises and sets, and it does its job. And that's what I just continue to do. I just continue to do my job.
We'll take the last set of questions.
Coach,
Sure.
This season your team seems to have a different character. think it was last year, towards the end of the season, when you spoke about the lessons you learned at Orlando Pirates, when you said the team used to score a lot of goals, but they also used to concede a lot of goals. And if I can remember as well, the Orlando Pirates coach after the game at Orlando said something like, Sundowns are a matured and experienced team. They know when to defend, and they defend well together, they attack well together. Are these lessons you learned at Sundowns from the Champions League runs?
It's a good question. I think it's first. I think you have to give a lot of credit to the players, because I think this season we make less mistakes, and in games where we've conceded goals, we've conceded because we've made mistakes, and in games where we've kept clean sheets, it's because we've really concentrated and we've made less mistakes. So a huge compliment needs to go to the players, because I think this season we've defended individually. We've defended very well from the top, with the strikers, with the midfielders, with the back four. And then, of course, we have to learn our lessons about these situations. And we have a different way of playing this season. We've tried to adapt our organizational forms, also with relations to the individual characteristics that we have, and how we create overloads in the midfield. Having Rivaldo Kutsia helps a lot, big time, because Riva has timing and has feeling and smells situations of stepping into the first line and then maybe stepping into the second line. Even though sometimes I feel I can get him a bit higher, but getting him higher also means getting the defensive line higher, because she's got to have a transitional pathway to centre back to refill the chain. So if the distance between the midfield and the defensive line is too big, then he also has a bit of resistance to get into the third line, because it means his defensive transition is 3 lines back. And so we have to encourage a little bit more of that possibility, and that's not always easy, especially if you consider the type of opposition we play against that put the ball behind and run, and then there's space behind. So we are very brave, and we try to do things a little bit differently. But so far so good, and yeah, we feel we can still improve and still be a better team in possession, out of possession, and just globally from a match condition perspective, still a lot of work to do to improve. But very proud of this group and very happy for the work that they're doing, and we feel extremely privileged to be part of this football club and to be given this opportunity to serve the Yellow Nation and try our level best to make our people very happy.
Coach, mine is not more of a question, maybe a little bit of information. We have a team that is playing in SAP, and I've just given an opportunity to replace his brother. Milton is our coach.
Unbelievable.
We're drawing a lot of inspiration of how Sundowns play, and I can share with you that our secret weapon this coming season, how we use Matiba last season, bringing him a little bit in the midfield. So that today you came with another information that when I go back, we discuss about it. I just want to find out, how did you play Riva in that position? A little bit confusing, and also how you operated Tapel and also Modibo on the flank. But the key position on how you came up with your team today, and especially playing Riva in that position.
It's nothing new. I'm just a thief. I steal ideas. I watch a lot of football. Yeah, last night you saw Amrabat playing for Man United. Nah? Is it Amrabat, nah? Left back. And you know what he was doing? He was coming inside. Thomas Partey at Arsenal, right back. What is he doing? He's coming inside. John Stones, center back, or maybe even sometimes right back. What does he do? He comes inside. So all these things that you see us doing, It's just that I watch a lot of football. I watch a lot of Brighton. I watch Brighton. They do crazy things with the build-up 3-2 and 4-2 and 2-2 and then how do they get to even get the double pivot? If you think about the double pivot in the sense of that's a seesaw. That's the word, a seesaw. If it moves a little bit this way, this thing loses balance. But if it moves a little bit that way, also this thing. So it has to have that middle ground that keeps the weight and that's the team. And a double pivot is what you find now when you get River driving into the next line to give the team balance. So in attack you've got balance, in defense you've got balance, and this is where we are going. And it looks a bit more different when you have an Abdel Munaim, for an example, because Abdel Munaim can play even inside, and you've got a triple pivot instead of a double pivot, which is the next form of evolution. And that says, all right, so how many are you going to send to press? So how many are you going to send? You're going to send 3 to press the pivots, and then that means you've got 7 players left in your team. So who's pressing the center backs? Is it 1 or is it 2? And then that means if it's 2, you've got 5 left in your team. And how many are going to cover the defensive line? 3 or 4? So it's 4. It's a back 4. You've got 1 more, unless you commit 1 more. So we've got 3 and 2, and then we've got. So it's always about trying to find these situations, and then the players have got to respond to the pictures. When to occupy the space, when to, and players like Mshishi, for an example, become so important because they make less movements. They take the first position, and even River, they take the first position and then they stand. And then the ball has to arrive to provoke the opposition to jump out. And that's why then once we get into that position, driving and attacking the next line becomes important, because once you've invited the people to come in, and then you can jump and arrive, maybe even in possibilities of getting into the final third 1v1, and if you get 1v1 with Maseko, or 1v1 with Lisibanku, 1v1 with Tembazwane, 1v1 with Lucas Ribeiro is party time. You know, so we're trying to establish these things. It's a bit difficult to elaborate on and give a lot of detail, because it's got a lot of detail to it, and I don't want to do that just yet. But we're working hard, but not only just on those situations. We also steal a lot of ideas. We watch a lot of football, and we watch the best coaches in the world. And all the things that we are doing are nothing new. It's things that are being done by some of the best teams and at the highest level already.
Thank you. Last question. Coach, you made 7 subs today. Your next league game, I'll say in inverted commas, is the final against Pirates. Did you rest a lot of players in anticipation because of cards? Maybe perhaps what was the thinking?
Mileage, suspensions, and not really sure. I think our next league game is really, but I'm not sure. Officially. Officially. You got that in writing?
There's also an invite for press conference.
Okay, if you have it in writing.
Even the games in Devon have been postponed, even Amazon game.
Is it? Oh, that's good. All right.
So was it in anticipation for the
No, it's mileage also. You know, there's a lot of games. Sure, we've got a lot of games. For an example, we've played 8 games. Pirates have only played 5. We're playing also Champions League, and Pirates are playing Champions League. Do you see the difference? So there's a lot of games, and one of the things that we've got the squad for it. We've got to give everybody a chance, and everybody's got to put up their hand and say, I want to be part of Sundowns. So it's really something that we spoke about at the beginning of the season. And I'm very proud that the group, because we train for the group and not for the team. We train for the group, for everybody. And ever since I've been here back at Sundowns, I've been saying this, is our training curriculum accommodates the group. And everybody needs to know how we play and what to do in different situations. And so a lot of work needs to be done behind the scenes by the analysts, who are incredible. We've got an incredible group of analysts: Marius, Buddha, Gulam, Dale. The amount of work that they do from an intel perspective to gather information. We watch a lot of games of the opposition. Highly invested. The technical team, Coach Magnoba, Coach Wendell, Coach Michael, really on top of their game. We've got now Coach Temba, who helps us in that space also to train the remaining players and accommodate them in the DDC and so we can get good intensity and preparation. So we're trying to work in that space, and then we have the conditioning team also is on really under also a lot of stress and pressure with recovering of the players and preparing of them, and so they work very hard. Sbu, Mateus, Tato Santos on the recovery, Stuart. These people are working very hard. Our doctors, incredible selflessness, a lot of investment and time. So the physios, Saki. Really unbelievable in concerning massaging, getting the players ready. A lot of work that goes in behind the scenes. So it's not a one-man show. And I stand here, I sit here, I talk a lot, but really the credit needs to go to the people involved who don't get the opportunity that I get, unfortunately, to sit in front of you, and they deserve a lot more praise than than I should be getting.
Excuse on the last one, Coach, from Maskepe, and close it.
And it actually goes against what you just said now, that as much as the understanding is there that football is a team sport, I want to talk about Coach Pitso once spoke of you as someone who would do better than him, and I ask this with relation to the record that you just now said. And I say you because you are leading the program. It's not sure it's Sundowns, but as a coach, there are 32 games now unbeaten, 8 games now straight victories. Have you surprised yourself? Because this is only your first full season actually as a head coach. Would you say you've surprised yourself? I know you've always had this ambition of being a head coach, but did you think it would go this way? Have you surprised yourself to say, I believe I could do it, but it looks like I'm better than maybe what I even thought myself?
It's a very interesting question. No, it's a very interesting question because I there's two ways to answer it, but I know the two ways to answer it could lead to even further questions. And so I've got to be very careful actually. And maybe, as I always say, I'm going to answer it in my book. I will answer it in my book. I'm writing a book, and I appreciate the question, and really I do, Maskepe, and I appreciate the kind words. Do not take my non-answering or non-committal on the question as a lack of appreciation. I'm really humbled by your words. I'm humbled by the words that Coach Pitso spoke about a few years ago. They touch me. And but as I said, the first way is I will answer it in my book, and you will find out. But the second way is to say once again that it's without the players, without the support from the club, it would be impossible. It would be really impossible. So let me leave it at that, and thank you for the kind words, and really appreciate it.
Still thought it was going to be a headline.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.
Thank you.